So, week 4 is already done. And this week, well, last week I guess it was, week 4 was an accomplishment for me because that means that I have completed 1/3 of the whole program. And that's really exciting. It's an accomplishment because it's a lot. It's not a simple thing to just be like, okay, I'm gonna focus on myself for 3 months straight. It's not easy when I go out for dinner with my friends once a week to be the one to say, no, I can't eat that, or I'm just drinking water when everyone else is going out for drinks. It's a challenge, and that is the purpose of it being a whole 90-day challenge. But it is something that you have to actually commit to and be strong to do. So I'm proud of myself for making it through a whole month of all of the hard no's that I've had to say to achieve my one yes, which is to be the healthiest I can be. So my biggest thing with week 4 was it was a super tough emotional week. I found week 4 when I'm removing one of my biggest addictions is sugar. When we're trying to get rid of all of the toxins and stuff in our body, I had the headaches, I had the shakes, I had everything that comes with detoxing. And the biggest for me was the mood swings and the headaches, because it's really hard to run equipment and focus with a headache when you're someone who doesn't normally take Advil, and I actually don't ever take Advil unless I desperately need to. It doesn't really help when you have a ton of headaches. So I was using peppermint oil on the back of my neck, and that would get rid of it most of the time. Often if they're super strong, I'd use peppermint oil and then lavender on my temples, but I was at work most of the time, so I didn't have access to all my different essential oils that I use, so that didn't help me at all. Yeah, I tried to keep my water intake for week 4, and I was definitely successful with that. My new water bottle is sure helping me achieve that goal each day. I don't really have much for week 4. It was one of those weeks where it just flew by, and I don't really remember much of what happened. Meal prepping has started to become, it's fun, but it is a bit of a chore. It took me 2 hours to meal prep everything for week 5, coming out of week 4. And it's a lot of time to just cook all your different meals for 4 days. But, you know, it saved me a ton of time in the long run. So a big thing for me in all the weeks right now is I am very lazy with cooking. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but when I get home, I don't feel like cooking right away. So I normally avoid it. And that means that I definitely haven't been eating enough at all, like we're supposed to be. So I've made sure that I've had my recommended, the fruits and veggies and all the different things we're supposed to be having. But then you're supposed to like actually continue eating and making meals, but I don't really remember the last time I actually like made a dinner for myself, unless scrambled eggs count. So that is something that I'm going to try and work on, is actually exploring making meals and not just snacks the way that I normally do and just eat snacks throughout the day, but to actually have a sit-down meal that is cooked with everything that we're supposed to be having. And that is something that I'm gonna work on. It's not something that comes overnight, that's for sure, because you have to research and explore new recipes and figure out what works for you and pretty much what you have in the fridge, and the less you have to buy, to me, the better. So I'll have to do a little bit of work there. But that's the only thing. I don't know. I wouldn't really call it lazy, because I make all my smoothies and I make all my snacks, and by the time I have all my snacks and smoothies made, I am tired and don't really want to make a whole other meal to have dinner. And I don't normally eat lunch, so that's just how it goes. Yeah, so that is the exciting thing that I'm gonna try is trying some new recipes. Doing this with one of my close friends, and the hardest thing that I often think about and seems to be brought up is when we all go out for dinner, and that is it's very real, and everyone knows they don't want to be like that person who at the table is like, well, I can't eat that, I can't have that, no, I don't want that. No one wants to be that person. Most people, if you choose to be that person, there's people who do it in a way that we all know they don't need to be. For us, what I have to keep reminding myself is that I'm on a mission here, I'm on a challenge, and I'm trying to accomplish something, whether those who I'm having dinner with understand it or not. It is important for me to understand my why so that I hold true and I actually say, no, I can't actually eat that. For me right now, what I've been using is I can't eat that today, or I'm not actually hungry, like I already ate before I came, and that's what I've been doing before I go to dinner, is making sure I've had something to eat so that I'm not feeling like, oh my gosh, I should eat, there's gotta be something here. That's a big thing, is making sure that I am full and I have enough water and that I have the courage to say no, and my friends are just very politely offering to share their food. The explanation that I've had to explain is a bit harder. Most of the ones who I go out with all the time now, they know what we're doing. But when I go out with family or different friends who have no idea, then I have to explain to them that, well, I'm on a mission to learn about my health and what I'm eating and what I like and what I don't like. So this week, this is what I'm eating. And so that is how I will share it. So it gives me like a bit of something to share and explain, and maybe spark something in them. You never know. But yeah, it's okay to say no to other people offering you food. If it's gonna sacrifice your own health and your own well-being, you're the one who has to live with it, not just them. It's a bit different if they make a meal for you, but it's still, they made that meal and you're the one who has to live with your choices, not them. In a couple weeks, will it really matter if you said no, or if you brought something else, or maybe you only ate half the meal they made because half of it was approved on whatever you're working towards? Will it really matter? I personally don't think so, and oftentimes I have to frame it in that kind of sense that, yeah, those who are supportive will actually like support you and not question you or anything. So stick to those people and enjoy their company. Yeah, so week 4 is over. I am now in week 5, and I will share with you very soon what's happening in week 5. So yeah, stay tuned.